Hello students, this is step 1 of the instruction for chapter 3. So if you download the compressed journal.zip folder from Blackboard and then decompress it, you'll notice that, and then open the journal folder, you'll notice that it contains 2 items. The image folder, which contains 2 images, and a file called journal.html. So open up the journal.html in a browser, and this is what the page looks like. Okay, and I also opened up journal.html in Notepad++, and this is the code that produced that page. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a quote as a tag in HTML. Now, if you just put the quote symbols, it'll show up on the page, but remember, browsers read HTML, and HTML does have a specific tag for quotes. So that's what we're going to do here. So if you look at the paragraph that starts with my first day of the trip, which is right here, there's a quote right here. We're going to replace the actual quote with a Q tag. And we're going to change the close quote to a close Q tag. Okay, now when we Control S to save the page, and I don't know if you can see it down here because it's out of range. So why don't I create a couple of BR tags here at the bottom of the page, just so that I can show that. And I'm going to copy these 2 lines and recreate them again and again. Okay, now I'll Control S, just so I can show you that that did, in fact, I'll refresh the page. Now I have some room to show you that the Q tag created the quote. It was there before with the actual quote symbol, but because HTML has a tag for quotes, I highly recommend that you use it, because not all browsers will recognize the quote as a keypad, but they will recognize the Q tag. So use the Q tag. So that's a quote. All right, the next thing I'm going to show you is a block quote. So if you look for the paragraph that starts off with, I saw some Burma shave style signs. That looks like the second paragraph right here, this paragraph. So let's replace the quote here with a block quote. Let me show you what that does. Block quote. And then we'll close the block quote right here. Okay? Now let's Control S and show you what that did. So now when I refresh the page, you can see that this line, whoops, I'm going to have to pause for a second, guys. Okay, I see what happened. I should have looked before I paused. It's pretty obvious. I didn't put the close bracket here. Okay, Control S, and now when I refresh the page, you can see what happened. It indented. That's what a block quote does. It indents the paragraph. Okay, so you can see it as a block quote. So that's the difference between the quote and the block quote. So let me explain to you a little bit about the difference between an inline element and a block element. A block element is like a P tag. Whenever you put something in a P tag, it creates a new paragraph, okay? A brand new line, okay? So that is what's known as a block element. An inline element is something that happens within a line. For instance, if you have a sentence and one of the words in that sentence links to a different page, that is referred to as an inline element. You need to understand the difference between a block element and an inline element, okay? Just wanted to mention that. All right, now I'm going to officially introduce you to the BR tag. I used it several times in the last couple of chapters to make some line breaks, but I'm going to officially introduce it to you now. And here's how we're going to use it in this context. We're going to take this block quote, and we're going to put each one of these elements on a separate line. So let me show you what I mean by that. After the passing cars comment, comma, I'm going to put BR. When you can't see, comma, and I'm going to put another BR. May get you, comma, I'm going to put another BR. A glimpse, comma, and I'm going to put another BR. Now that'll be the last one, because obviously eternity will be on its own line, so I don't need to put another one. If I put another one, there would be a line break between the last line here, and I definitely won't be passing any cars. So let's see how this looks. Control S, and now when I refresh the browser, okay, notice how each one of these is on its own line. It looks a lot better that way, okay? That is the BR tag, creates a line break in your text, okay? I am going to stop the step 2 instruction, step 1 instruction for chapter 3, and you can end it right here. Thank you.